Good afternoon, I'm Stuart Turnus. Every once in a while you get the opportunity to share your opinion on something that's important to you. And today I get that chance to share a few words about North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame nominee Darrell Hermanson. First, I want to congratulate all of this year's nominees, maybe especially this modern era rodeo group. This is a very tough group, and I believe they all would make outstanding inductees into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, and I hope one day soon they all are. I was asked to share a few words about a guy I traveled with some, Darrell Hermanson. We recognize all the championships and titles that Darrell won at state, regional, and national levels. But what was so impressive is how early in Darrell's career that he excelled, winning the 1972 NDRA Bull Riding Championship as a sophomore in high school. This is equally matched by how consistent he remained throughout his rodeo career. Darrell was the PRCA Badlands Circuit runner-up in 1989. That's 18 years of being at the top of his game in bull riding, which, is a short career for a lot of people. My first memory of Darrell was in high school after Darrell won the National High School Championship bull riding in Ogden, Utah. I was a really green freshman at the time and amazed that a guy from North Dakota could go and win that event. But from there on, I looked up to Darrell and respected his ability to ride bulls. I'd like to share my favorite story of traveling with Darrell. One 4th of July weekend, we were in Mobridge for an afternoon performance, and we were in Crawford, Nebraska for an evening performance. This morning I checked on Google, and that shows to be about a 7-hour drive. But I can tell you we made much better time than that. We were hoping to get a minute or two to stretch the kinks out when we got to the rodeo grounds at Crawford, but they were already loading the chutes. And as our luck would have it, our bulls loaded right on into chute 7 and 8, making us the first two to go. Darrell had an NFR bull of Doran Camp's, and mine was new and kind of unknown. As it turned out, I got along with mine just fine for a good score and into the early lead. Next man out was Darrell, and of course he rode Doran Camp's best bull and moved me to second, which was fine with me. As traveling partners, you're always glad for each other's success. But the unusual thing about it was that's the way it stayed for the remaining 75 or 80 bull riders. Our quick trip across South Dakota and photo finish into Crawford saw the very first two bull riders of a 4-performance rodeo finishing first and second. After we got done riding at Crawford and filling gas, I'd guess within a half an hour we were back in the car and heading north to Belle Fourche for the next day. A non-travel related story is that Darrell and I and 3 others lived together one year in Fargo for college. 5 bull riders living in one old house off of Broadway. It was like a college fraternity house for bull riders. But like all good college students, we only talked about rodeos and bulls after the classes were done and all our assignments were taken care of. Actually, rodeos, bull ropes, chaps, hats, and bulls happened every day and classes most days. This is about the time that Darrell met Nancy Riddle. They've been together ever since. Darrell and Nancy have 3 kids, Justin, Brandy, and Kelsey, and 3 grandkids. Darrell and Nancy continue to live on the ranch Darrell grew up on near Catherine. The Hermanson lineage produced many good bull riders, starting with Dave and Darrell, continuing on with younger brothers Terry and Mike, and then to the next generation of Justin and Cole. Outstanding competitors, all of them, and really decent guys. Darrell and Nancy's son Justin went on to win the National High School Finals Bull Riding Championship as well, making Darrell and Justin the only father-son to do so. If I haven't piqued your interest yet, please take note of this. Darrell won bull riding championships at every level: high school, college, NDRA, NPRA, and PRCA, which would make Darrell a very good choice for the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. But here's what makes Darrell Hermanson a great choice. Darrell motivated and inspired a generation and a half of young bull riders. He was a great competitor. The lists of championships he's won is evidence of that. But Darrell's an even better husband, father, grandfather, friend, and rodeo mentor. Darrell Hermanson would make an excellent choice for the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. As the trustees induct this year's class into the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, I would like to encourage them to give strong consideration to including this champion bull rider and man of outstanding character and integrity, Darrell Hermanson. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Don Schmid, trustee chairman, and speak on behalf of Darrell Hermanson. It makes it kind of tough because you know all the nominees in this category, and you've rodeoed around them, and it's a great group all the way across the board. In Darrell's case, I've known Darrell for about 50 years. We go back quite a long ways, and I'd like to compare some things with Darrell. All of you have seen the great pictures of Billy Etbauer on Painted Valley, and that picture will always stick in your mind, or the picture of John Quintana on V61. Darrell is much the same way. There's two rides that Darrell made that just vividly stay in my mind. One of them was, if anybody remembers the old arena at Cheyenne, North Dakota, we got up there, I think it was over the 4th of July one year, and for some reason the rodeo kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and he drew Tornado. It was a great little spinning bull. And Darrell, as it got darker and darker and darker, and Cheyenne has no lights. I mean, it was black as an inside of a cow. And the only light we had in that arena was a 100-watt light bulb that they hung down from the announcer's stand. And Darrell was in the middle chute on Tornado, and when he nodded his head, this bull came out, and the only thing that they could see was the glow right there underneath that light bulb of that bull cranking it back to the right, and Darrell just sitting up there and booting him. And it was one of the most outstanding things I've ever seen in my life. The rest of us, I don't claim to be a bull rider. I got on a lot of them, but I don't claim to be one, but that was outstanding. The other ride that I had the opportunity to see was Darrell at Rapid City on a bull called Irv, marking 93 points. And these rides, I mean, I can close my eyes and I can see from the time that the chute gate cracked until he stepped off of them. And Darrell is a longtime friend, great guy. Stuart covered pretty much everything as far as the lineage, and I mean, you've got 4 boys in that family that all could ride bulls like there was no tomorrow. And I just really think that Darrell is very deserving of being a member of our inductee class into the Hall of Fame. And thank you.